In this video, we're going to graph quadratic equations. The procedure for graphing quadratic equations by plotting points involves these 4 steps. In step 1, we're going to create an XY table of values. What that does is generates ordered pairs for us to plot on the Cartesian coordinate system. In step 2, we'll choose X values for input for our function. In step 3, we'll evaluate the quadratic function with those chosen X values to find the corresponding Y values. In step 4, we'll plot the ordered pairs generated on the Cartesian coordinate system and then draw the parabola. With our first example, we have the function g of x equals x squared plus 2x minus 8. For the x values, I've already put some suggested values for x in the table. So x is the input. That means we're allowing our first x value to assume the value of -4. That means we're looking for the function evaluated with an x value of -4. So anywhere we have an x in our function, we're going to substitute -4. So x squared means the quantity of -4 squared plus 2 times x, that means 2 times -4 minus 8. When we simplify, the quantity of -4 squared would give us positive 16. 2 times -4 would be minus 8, and we have minus 8 at the end. So we have 16 minus 8 gives us 8. Subtract 8, we'll end up with 0. So the output is 0. We just generated the first ordered pair, and that is -4, 0. So we'll generate all of the ordered pairs, then we'll plot them on the grid. Next x value is -2. So we're looking for g of -2. So the quantity of -2 squared plus 2 times -2 minus 8. Quantity of -2 squared gives us 4. 2 times -2 is -4, and then subtract 8. So 4 minus 4 is 0. 0 take away 8 is -8. So our other ordered pair is -2, -8. We're now substituting -1 for x. G of -1 is equal to the quantity of -1 squared plus 2 times -1 minus 8. So our function now is the quantity of -1 squared makes 1. 2 times -1 is -2, and subtract 8. 1 minus 2 is -1, take away 8, that makes -9. So our third ordered pair is -1, -9. Now using 0, g of 0 would be equal to the quantity of 0 squared plus 2 times 0 minus 8. So 0 squared will eliminate, and so will 2 times 0, leaving us -8. We have 0, -8. And finally, we'll substitute +1. So g of 1 would be the quantity of 1 squared plus 2 times 1 minus 8. 1 squared is 1. 2 times 1 means we're adding 2, and then subtract 8. So it looks like 3 take away 8 makes -5. Our last ordered pair is 1, -5. So now we'll go over to the coordinate system and plot all the ordered pairs. -4, 0, -2, -8, -1, -9, 0, -8, and 1, -5. So you can see right here we have the direction of our parabola changing right here. So now we just need to connect these points to form our parabola. Do you see how it is opening upwards? This is changing direction right down here. And don't forget to put the arrows on the ends of your parabola. And our final question for this parabola is what is the minimum value of the function? In other words, what is the vertex? So minimum value really relates to at what ordered pair is our lowest value. We can see at this dashed line, that's the lowest our parabola ever goes, and that's the value of -9. So here's the ordered pair that involves the y value of -9. So the vertex point is -1, -9. For example 2, we have the function h of x equals -x squared minus 5x minus 4. So do you already know something about which direction this parabola will be opening? With that negative in front of x squared, that represents -1. So this parabola should be opening upside down. Let's make the evaluations now and generate ordered pairs to plot. Using -4, we'll have h of -4 is equal to negative times the quantity squared. So be careful here. We do have a negative out in front of x with no parenthesis. So that means the quantity is written separately from that negative sign. Minus 5 times -4 minus 4. So when we simplify, first square the -4 to get 16. And then the negative is multiplied by 16. So we have minus 16 for that first term. -5 times -4 would be plus 20, and -4 is the last term. So -16 plus 20 would be 4. 4 minus 4 makes 0. So our first ordered pair is -4, 0. Next, we'll substitute -3. So remember, the negative is separate from the quantity you are squaring. So the -3 will be squared separately from multiplying by that negative. Minus 5 times -3 minus 4. So when we simplify, first do the squaring. Quantity of -3 squared makes 9. Negative times 9 would be -9. Minus 5 times -3 is plus 15, and then subtract 4. -9 plus 15 is going to give us 6, and 6 minus 4 gives us 2. -3, 2 is another ordered pair. Now we'll substitute -2. h of -2 would be equal to negative times our quantity of -2 squared minus 5 times -2 minus 4. So when we simplify, we'll have squaring of -2 is 4. Negative times 4 would be minus 4. Minus 5 times -2 would be plus 10, and then subtract 4 at the end. So minus 4 plus 10 makes 6. 6 minus 4 makes 2. We have -2, 2 for another ordered pair. Now we'll substitute -1. So we have a negative times the quantity of -1 squared minus 5 times -1 minus 4. Simplifying first with squaring, -1 squared would be 1, multiplied by a negative gives us -1. Minus 5 times -1 would be plus 5, and minus 4 at the end. -1 plus 5 gives us 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. -1, 0 is another ordered pair. Using 0, we have negative times 0 squared minus 5 times 0 minus 4. So the first and second terms are eliminated. That leaves us -4. And finally, we'll substitute +1. Negative times the quantity of 1 squared minus 5 times 1 minus 4. 1 squared is 1. Negative times 1 is -1. -5 times +1 is -5. And we have subtraction of 4 last. -1 minus 5 is -6, and -6 minus 4 is -10. So we have several ordered pairs to plot on our grid. -4, 0 is the first one. Negative 3, 2 is the next one. Negative 1, 0. 0, negative 4. And 1, negative 10. So you can see how this parabola is changing its direction about right here. And we don't know what the exact vertex point is this time. That's going to be our final question here. Notice that we don't know what the maximum value of the function is. We would need to calculate that vertex point. And we'll do that in another video.